my name is Missy Bolden, and I am with Stride Career Prep, a K-12 powered program. And thank you for watching On Location. This is our new weekly show where we talk to and interview people from all walks of life in their particular career field. We're talking about working professionals, and we listen to how they are exploring, developing, and thriving in their chosen career. And with me today, I have James Kinsella. He is a small business owner, and we all know that small businesses right now is on the rise. And it is great to talk to him because he is a teenager, 19, going on 20, but a young business professional. And so definitely looking forward to this interview. Hi, James.
Hi, nice to meet you. How are you doing today?
I am doing very well.
Good.
And I want to talk to you about your business. So I know it kind of started with landscaping and it might have evolved into some other things. So talk to me a little bit about how did you get started?
So during the start of quarantine, I was coming off a lacrosse season and I was in good shape and I just felt like I needed to, do something with my time. And obviously this was like an unprecedented thing that had come out of nowhere. So I was kind of just sitting on my couch, and my dad makes me and my brothers mow the lawn every day or every week. And we just started doing that when we were young. And so I just kind of started to get good at just mowing lawns. But then he moved us into gardening and like replacing post fences and all different kinds of stuff. But essentially, I just was sitting on the couch and I was like, I kind of want to do something with my time. So I texted my buddy that lives across the street and I was like, you want to make some money during this quarantine? He was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything either. So we decided, lawn mowing sounds like a pretty easy way to make some cash. And within my neighborhood, there's a bunch of houses and it's a nice community that we live in. So, the kind of local aspect would help us get customers. So we kind of just got together. We started with making these little brochures kind of that we just go door to door handing out. And it was kind of complicated because of COVID. We couldn't really knock on a door, especially if it's an elderly person, like talk face to face. So we had to really get everything that we wanted them to know on like a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So essentially we just started there. We were just thinking we'll get a couple lawns just to get some, pocket change. So we got like 2 callbacks and we started mowing. And then once we started going at it, we were like, you know what, we have nothing better to do with our time because it's quarantine and we can't even hang out with our friends. So we started expanding. We started going to different streets. We had like a little map that we marked down of our neighborhood. So then once we started doing lawn mowing, we'd finish our lawn. We'd get in contact with the customer and they'd be like, oh, do you guys do weed pulling? Do you guys do, I don't know, bush trimming, like tree branch cutting, like power washing? And it just kept going. So we kept expanding and we didn't even have to try really. These people were very like supportive of a local kid run organization. So they wanted to pay us rather than pay a professional, whereas we'd be cheaper regardless. So they would offer us to, come back weekly and weed their whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. It went down and down. So I believe by the end, I'm going to try to remember everything we did. But it was lawn mowing, gardening, power washing, bush trimming, planting. We did house moving. We did car cleaning. We did mulching. That was a big thing, mulching. And aside from, there's definitely a couple more that I can't think of at the moment, but it just kept coming. And so from there, we ended up hiring some of our buddies to get in on it with us because they were all also sitting down doing nothing. So we were able to expand even more into different neighborhoods, and we had branches in different neighborhoods that would work for us. And we had a nice little deal with them that we'd give them the job if they gave us $2 an hour of their 15. So we would make money off of them working, but they would make over minimum wage doing what they were doing, whatever that would be.
It's so fascinating how you really took advantage of something that seemed, well, it really is a negative, the pandemic and the coronavirus, but, saw an opportunity there and, enlisted some of your friends and even encouraged them to be a part of your business. Can you talk a little bit about some of your challenges? So maybe some things that you faced that you were like, uh-oh, how are we going to maneuver around this? And then also some great opportunities that came about.
Sure. So I'd say a big challenge would be that, once we started to branch out a lot, we were moving too quick almost for ourselves. So there were a couple slip ups, whereas like I was kind of the dude that was, in contact with all the customers. And let's say I was mowing a lawn and I forgot to send two guys over to like a mulching job, or even vice versa, two guys forgot to go to the mulching job. And maybe I'd be mowing my lawn, I wouldn't be able to get on my phone in time. And so that proposed kind of an issue. But we were able to maneuver around that. We offered, like, if we missed something, we'd offer like a free cut the next time, something like that, to try and get back the customer's loyalty. But aside from that, I had some issues with certain guys not doing as good as they could. So as me and my business partner, we'd go to every job and we'd stay there until it was perfect. So we, especially if it was the first job, so we could, get them coming back. But yeah, I had some friends that would do a good job, but not a perfect job. And some of them were used to us doing the work for them. And they would be like, well, this is not what we saw last time. And I'd say, I'm sorry, I'll make sure to be doing that myself next time. So yeah, that's some of the issues we had. But some of the good opportunities that came out of it is I had a lot of people that were extremely thankful for my services and very happy that we could, get this going throughout the summer. And we had, for those that were willing to have conversations face to face, I was able to connect with a lot of them and get in a personal relationship and maybe text every now and then, just see how they're doing. And there was a couple people that kept me in their contact book and offered future employment opportunities. I was just recently began to find an interest in real estate, and I would bring that up with certain people, and some of them would be like, "Oh, no way! Like, I'm a real estate agent. Like, what are you interested in?" Like, we get into that whole conversation, and eventually, they give me their number. We talk over text, and they'd be like, "If you ever need an internship or you want to interview for a position, I'd love to have you on the team." And I mean, I'm definitely going to be using that these next couple of years. I'm very thankful for that. But yeah.
So, what advice would you give to a teenager looking to start a business, or really anyone looking to work for themselves?
I would just say, I mean, you just gotta get your foot in the door. To start is the biggest part. I mean, it's easy to just sit on a couch and think, well, I'm gonna go start a lawn care business. But me personally, I find it hard sometimes to just get off my butt and just kind of get it started, because you're kind of thinking, oh, well, there's gonna be this issue, and whatnot. And you're never gonna really find out if you're able to do this if you don't just get up and just get started. So I just say, do whatever it is that you can do to, just start it. Like, whether it's making the brochure like I did, like that was one of the biggest parts. I was like, oh, well, that's going to be a big issue getting customers if, I can't even talk to them face to face. So I started and I just got on a Google Doc and I wrote up like a one-page thing. My parents looked it over. I mean, if you have somebody that is a mentor, like an older person that is able to help you out with wording and whatnot, if you're scared about that, that'd be definitely my piece of advice. Just get your foot in the door, and then once you get started, you'll just take off.
A couple of things I want to point out that I think were really great. Number one, you turned a negative into a positive, something like the coronavirus hitting and being in a pandemic. Instead of sitting around and just kind of twiddling your thumbs, you were like, you know what? I can actually do something to help impact other people during this time. So I think that was really important. And even when you started talking about your challenges, you found a way to quickly find a solution and be able to keep those customers that you had attained. And then also reaching out within your own network, starting with your own friends when you were looking to start your business. I think it's really important for people to remember that you already have some people in your life who know you, who care about you, who will be willing to quickly support you. You don't have to always have this huge network outside of yourself. And the last thing that you said that's really important is just get started. Start where you are. Don't keep sitting on a great idea. Just get up and get going. James Kinsella, small business owner, started with landscaping, did some handyman work. He found a way to just navigate that opportunity, and it branched out into so many other different things. James, thank you so much for joining us on Location today. And thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, concerns. If there's a topic you want us to cover, feel free to put that in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe. And remember, this is a weekly show. This is On Location, career and life advice from professionals in the field. We'll see you next week.